used for some case to find the intermediate values to find prime x. Suppose for a discrete function, that means y is equal to f of x, it's a discrete function. So for this function, in finite difference, the difference may be equal or unequal. Like suppose you have a set of data where the difference of each the interval, that means x values are the independent values having the equal intervals. Also, we will discuss this later. In that case, it is called equal interval finite differences. And if the gaps are not equal, that means the jumps are not same for all steps. So you can say it's a infinite difference. So we first in today's lecture we will know how to form a difference table from a given data set, and then and how to use it for further calculations. The main motivation for this task, that means the what's the purpose of finite difference and how what will be used in numericals. So first let introduce with this. We will use these methods for finding the first derivatives of a function or for intermediate values of a function. Suppose you have a set of data representing a function having five or six or seven data sets. So if we want to know or want to interpolate any other values of x that's in between values, that means suppose x is equal to 0 2 4 8, suppose some values. So if we want to know what is the value of x in the value in the point corresponding to 6, so for this can be also done by graphical method. Suppose if you can plot this function in a graph, so for any values of x you can go simply this is y and this is x. So this is the graphical approach, and we will solve this in by using some calculus approach. So for this we first need to know the finite difference and how to form a difference table. So let's start. Okay, I think I can stop the video. So in finite difference, if the variables changes with a equal jump, so it can be said as equal finite difference, or if the jump is unequal, maybe. So for a function, a discrete function, f of x is equal to y, or we can reverse the conventional form, y is equal to f of x. This is a discrete function. Now if,
Sir, recording টা on করা হয়নি স্যার।
okay, sorry, let's start the recording first. It's not working. Okay. So let's start for y is equal to f of x. It's a discrete function. For this discrete function, if the values of x, that means the x independent variables varies in a such a manner that x0 first point, second x0 plus h, then next one is x0 plus 2h dot 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 x0 plus nh. So there are n number of successive values of x. So you can simply find that for these two values, what is the difference? H, that means equal jump. For these two, this is h, and successive, that means uh, two consecutive values by a equal number h. Okay, that means equal interval. So that means it is an equal interval finite difference, and corresponding values of y will be something like y0, y1, y2 plus dot dot yn. Actually, this is nothing but x1, this is nothing but x2, and this is xn. So you have simply, we can also define these values. That means the independent variables for this specific case, we can call this as argument. Argument, that means x will be argument and y will be entry. Just dependent variable and independent variable in a different name. That means y is equal to f of x. This will be, we can call this as entry. So simply we will represent this in a tabular form. That means first one is x0, second one is x1, x2, and so on. That means xn. So x1 is nothing but x0 plus h, x2 is nothing but x0 plus 2h, and this is nothing but x0 plus nh. And corresponding y, that means y0 is equal to f of x, y1, y1. This is function of x0 plus s. Okay. Similarly, y2, this will be function of x0 plus 2s. nh. So our task is to construct three difference table. That means name as forward difference table. Actually, we will use this difference table. So first, three types of difference table. Three types of difference tables. First one is forward difference. Second one is backward difference, and third one is central difference. We'll see later that the calculation procedure is the same, exactly same for these three difference table formation. Just the symbols and notations are different, but the operations are same. Forward difference means we will note from the forward side. Backward means we will start from denote these the functions from the backward side, and centrals will start from moving average. So our task is to form the difference tables, and after formation of difference table, we will use these difference tables for finding the any intermediate values of function of x or f prime x. That means first derivatives, or some in other some case up to second derivatives maybe, or some intermediate arguments. That means some intermediate values of x. Suppose if I want to know what will be the value of, suppose in here x0 plus 1.2 h, that means 1.2 h, that means h plus 2h. This is somehow in between, somewhere in between these two values. So by using the difference table, we can easily find these values, the intermediate values or first derivatives as well. So let us construct the basic of the difference table. So first I would like to form a difference table. So it's a table. x, this will be y, then second difference as well. So this is the x, and this will be y is equal to f of x, x0, x1, x2, x3. We'll take up to x5 for an example. y0, y3, y4, y5. So what will be the for the forward difference? If we subtract from each values of y from the proceedings value, that means if we subtract each value from the proceedings one, that means y1 minus y0, except first one. So that means the initial one is y0. So we should start from y1. That means y1 minus y0. Similarly, y2 minus y1, y3 minus y2, 4 minus 3, and last one will be 5 minus 4. So we subtract simply the each value of y from the proceedings one, and it can goes up to yn minus yn minus 1 suffix. So these are the called the first difference and will be denoted by del y0, del y1, del y2, del y3, del y4, del yn minus 1. So these are the first difference. First difference means if we note here the del, first difference, del y. This is the first difference. First difference. That means here this will be the del y0. That means, and the rules for writing these are simply in between. That means you subtract y1 y0 from y1. That means y1 minus y0. You will write this value in between of this. That means in center position. Okay, this is the rules of forming the difference table. Similarly, next one, y2 minus y1, this will be del y1. Next one will be del y2, then del y3, last one is del y4. So this is the first difference. That means del y. This is the first difference, first forward difference, and next one will be the second difference. And second difference we will denote is as del square y. Okay, so if we subtract del y1 and del y0, that means del the second difference will be simply del y1 minus del y0. So this will be del square y0, second difference. Similarly, del square y1, del square y2, and del square y3. So what will be the third difference?
So del cube y.
Okay, del cube y, that means y0. This will be subtraction of these two values. Similarly, from these two, we will find del cube y1, and from these two, del cube y2. And for fourth difference, again, del to the power 4y0, 4y1, and from fifth difference, fifth it will be y0. So you need to go up to fifth, sixth, seven. It will depends on your data set. That means if you have number of five series of data x0 to six series of data, that means x0 to x5. So your difference table goes up to fifth order, that means fifth order difference. It can goes up to four or fifth or six, anything. That means you continue up to which a single numerical value is obtained. That means in here for this case the fifth in the fifth order it's have only one single value, so we should stop here. So this is the formation of forward difference table, and we will use the del operator. That means this is the del operator. It indicate forward difference, forward. Similarly, for backward difference, we will use this symbol nabla operator. This will represent the forward backward difference. It will represent the backward difference. The small del delta, this will represent the central difference. So next we will discuss the next term, that means backward difference. Backward difference. For backward difference, the basic will be same except the symbol and notation. I just simply copy this. So what will be for backward difference? For this specific case of backward difference, the first of all the operators will be changed like this. It will be the operators will be and there will be another change. So for forward difference, look at this. This is called the diagonal of the difference table, diagonal difference table, or the leading difference. That means these are the leading difference: del y0, del square y0, del cube y0, del to the power 4 y0, del to the power 5 y0. These are the leading difference. And for backward difference, the notation will be changed in a form, that means y0 minus y1. For forward difference, we use the suffix y0, that means smaller one, to note the difference. And for this specific backward difference case, it will be changed and it will be del y1, nabla y1. And similarly, for all other cases, this will be larger one, that means y2, y3, y4, and this will be y4. So here you can see for forward difference, say if you have up to fifth order, and after completion of the first difference, it will be 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And reversely for backward difference, it will be for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that means For forward difference, we will start from numbering from 0 to, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But for backward difference, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And similarly, so I can just simply copy this table to show. So the first differences are nabla y1, y2, y3, y4, and nabla y5. Okay. So the proceedings one, that means second difference. What will be the second difference? This will be y. In this case, nabla y1, y2 minus nabla y1. That means from these two difference, this is the second difference, and the suffix will be 2. Okay. From these two, the suffix will be 3. So a simple technique, and you can complete simply this. So for this specific case, after completion of the full table for the fifth order, this will be nabla to the power 5 y. What will be the suffix?
5.
5. That means these are the leading diagonal. Okay. So the last one is the central difference. For central difference, I need to again copy this. The third one is central difference. So for central difference, the numerical difference will be same, just the operators will be changed. It means in central difference we will use the operator small delta. Okay. So this is his symbols, and what will be the suffix del y. This will be the average of these two suffix. That means this is 0 and this is 1. So what will be the average? Half. And for this case, this is 2 y2 and y1. That means 1 plus 2 by 2. What will this will be 3 by 2. Similarly, this one will be 5 by 2 and 4 plus 3. That means 7. So the suffix will be 7 by 2, 9 by 2.
স্যার এটা আরেকবার একটু বলবেন হাফ মানে কিভাবে আসছে?
আচ্ছা, suffix গুলা এই ক্ষেত্রে for this specific case you can simply for the central difference operator will be delta, small delta. This is y. So you are subtracting here from y1 and y0 to y1. That means 0 plus 1 divided by 2. And for the second case, y2 and y1. So the suffix will be y2 plus 1 divided by 2. And for next one, 3 and 2, y3 and y2. So 3 plus 2 divided by 2. Next one, y4 and y3. So the suffix will be 4 plus 3 divided by 2. Okay, that means I think it's clear now. And so this is the first 3 by 2, 5 by 2, and so on. And what will be the second one? That means for this case, I can simply modify this table. Okay, and I'm not copying new one. So the first difference is y half y 3 by 2 and so on. Y 5 by 2, 7 by 2. So for this case, subtracts these elements to these elements, you will find del square. That means second difference. Here one is missing. Okay, that will go. I'm not showing the details. For second difference, this will be del square y, and what will be the suffix? Simply 3 by 2 plus half divided by 2. That means y 3 by 2 plus half divided by 2. And you will get this is 1. That means this will be 1. Similarly, for this, you will find 2. For this, y 3, so on. Again, for this third difference, you will find del cube y 1 plus 2. That means 3 by 2. Y 5 by 2. So these are the mathematical expressions. You not need to memorize each of anything. Just understand how the notations are created and how it's noted for solving problems. So one interesting thing, suppose say here for first and third, look the suffix are the fraction. Okay, half, 3 by 2, 5 by 2, 7 by 2. Again 3 by 2, 5 by 2, and so on. And for second, again for fourth, it will be the round number 1, 2, 3. Okay. And another thing you will find here, suppose in y, that means this is the zero order. For zero order difference, you will find 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But for second order, you will find 1, 2, 3. Again, when you will go for fourth order, you will find you can complete this table. You will find
1, 2, 3.
2. Okay, not 1. That means first one elements will be one, numerical elements will be eliminated simply. This will starts from y0. Here you will find it will start from y1, and fourth order it will start from y2, and so on. Similarly, for the first order it starts from half, and from third order it starts from 3 by 2. That means from this suffix. That means one suffix is always eliminate. Okay, for central difference, this is suffix elimination is from upper side, and it's in an alternative order. That means 0, second order, fourth order, one pattern, and first order and third order, fifth order will follow another pattern. That means fractional pattern. Similarly, for the remove the backward difference. For forward difference, also one element is reduced each times. That means one suffix is eliminated, but it's from the lower side. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and next one it was that means 5 is eliminated, 5 is missing, then 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so these are the technique. But when you go for the numerical operations, that means with you will work with the numerical values, you not need to who symbolize each of any these things. That just you will write the heading. That means this is the del. This is suppose this is delta. This is delta square, delta square y. This is the delta q y. That's enough. So if we show an example, I think it will be. বুঝি নাই বলো
আমরা তো y5 টা নিব না এখানে
y5 হ্যাঁ যাবে যতখানি যায় আমি তো খালি তোমাদেরকে একটা एग्जांपल দেখাইলাম এখানে যতদূর যায় ওকে let's start an example suppose 1 2 3 4
স্যার স্যার এই তিনটার মধ্যে স্যার বেসিক ডিফারেন্সটা কি
the difference is only in notation okay forward difference backward difference central difference and these notations will affect the methods in the proceedings sections or proceedings class we will discuss some different methods and for these methods we need to know the elements of forward and backward difference but the operations are same but difference table formation is exactly same. The difference is only in the operator. That means these three operators and their notations. Nothing else.
So, sir, only the notations are different, but everything else are the same.
Fixed. Okay. So I think we can start a numerical example. It will be more clear. Let's start with a numerical example.
আমাদের কি স্যার তিনটার মধ্যে যে কোনো একটা করতে হবে না স্যার এখানে ফিক্সড করে
it will depend on mathematical problem. That means in proceeding sections we will discuss the Newton's forward difference formula, Newton's backward difference formula, and central difference formula. So if you ask to follow the method for the forward difference formula, so you need to note the difference table as a forward difference table. So and if you need to use the backward difference formula, so you will form the backward difference table. Actually the table formation is same. Students most of the times students just mistake the symbol. Say you can write that heading is this is the forward difference formula or forward difference table, but you use the symbols of backward difference. Okay. This column is for x, next column is for function of x. Okay, so the problem said this is x and function of x, some values are given, x is equal to 0 1 2 3 4 and corresponding y values are the 9 10 37 54 49. Then we need to write straight 54, this is 49. So the simple strategy here, the h is equal to 1, that means 0 1 2 3 4, the difference is always equal. So for this function you need to form the forward difference table. Forward difference table. This element is this one is x0, so 1 2 3 4, and this one is x4. So how many differences we will find in this specific problem? We will find 4 up to 4th difference. That means this is del, as the problem notes f of x, so this will be del f of x. Second one will be forward difference, del square, second difference function of x, that means del square y. Third one will be del cube function of x. And fourth one will be, okay, it's clear. So the very easy technique is to start from bottom. That means 49 minus 54. 49 minus 54, it will gives you minus 5. Again 54 minus 37. This will gives 17. 37 minus 10. This is 27. 10 minus 9. This is 1. That means always this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will complete 4 minus 3, 3 minus 2, 2 minus 1, and 1 minus 0. Okay. This is x0, x1, x2, x3. Again for second difference, minus 5, minus 17. That means this will be minus 22. So another important thing, you need to always careful about the symbols. Okay, this is the simply the subtraction from one number to another number, but students often make mistakes. That means these elements minus these elements. So what will be 5 minus 17? That means 22. Again for these two, 17 minus 27. This will be minus 10. 27 minus 1. That means 26. Again for these two, minus 22 minus 10. That means minus 22 minus 10. This will be minus 12. For this, minus 26 minus 10 minus 26. This will be minus 36. And last one, minus 12 minus 36. That means
minus 24.
minus 12 minus 36. This will be 24. So many things depends on the formation of table and the accuracy of this table. That means if you make any mistake in between anyone, suppose you may mistake in this portion, that means minus 17 minus 27, this is minus 10, but you just think what will be happened if you write here is 10. The proceedings, each and every elements will be contains a certain amount of error, and the properties of total entire table, that means total difference tables, will be different from the actual one. So you need to be careful, and sometimes you may find that based on this table we will proceed to some equations and some other problems. So be careful while you forming this table. After formation of table, and another thing, x to the power 4. Okay, so this is the forward difference table, and if I ask to form the backward difference table, just form a backward difference table for the given data set. What will be the changes? The numerical values will be same, just the changes will be for the backward difference, the changes will be in the operator. That means very easy. So just change the operator. So now this table is the backward difference table. Again for central difference, just you need to change the symbols. And these difference tables are sometimes used to find the equation. Say this is the function, this is a discrete function x and f of x. 4 values of x, corresponding values of f of x. So you can simply form represents in a equation. That means something like f of x is equal to x to the power 4 plus dot 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 something like this equation. So how to form this equation we may discuss in next proceedings class, from the data to a equation and equation, and then we will use that equation to find the intermediate values. That means interpolation values. That means if you need to know the values of this point, or this point, these interpolation methods are actually used in some for forecasting cases. Suppose a common example is the temperature or weather forecasting. Okay, so up today's class is up to this. Now we will move for the discussion segment. So if you want to forecast the weather, suppose the weather data are temperature or the temperature data are collected at 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 2-hour interval, and the data are recorded. So if you want to know what will be the temperature of this location, or rainfall or humidity, any other data corresponding to the any intermediate points. So we will also discuss some practical examples, civil engineering problems in the interpolations. So next class we will discuss these methods. And if anyone have any question regarding today's class, the floor is now open. And the participant is only 109, very low for this today's class.
Sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
বলো।
Sir, equationটা কেমনে ফর্ম করব?
ইকুয়েশনটা ফর্ম হবে তোমার ফরওয়ার্ড ডিফারেন্স ফর্মুলা আছে কিছু, ব্যাকওয়ার্ড ডিফারেন্স ফর্মুলা, আর এটা আমরা হোপফুলি নেক্সট ক্লাসে ডিসকাস করব কিভাবে ইকুয়েশন ফর্ম করতে হয়। দেন ইকুয়েশন ফর্ম করলে সেই ইকুয়েশনে তুমি যে কোনো ভ্যালু, যে কোনো এক্স এর ভ্যালু বসালেই সেটা হচ্ছে তোমার ওয়াই এর ভ্যালু শো করবে। ওকে,
আচ্ছা স্যার, নোটেশনটা চেঞ্জ হওয়ার কারণে ডিফারেন্সটা কি আছে স্যার? আমি নোটেশন চেঞ্জ করে দিচ্ছি, কিন্তু আমার তো প্রসেস তো সেমই আছে।
হ্যাঁ, প্রসেস সেম আছে, নোটেশন সেম চেঞ্জ হওয়ার কারণটা হচ্ছে এটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি তোমার যখন তুমি নেক্সট বললাম তো, নেক্সট যখন ইকুয়েশন গুলো ইউজ করব ফরওয়ার্ড ডিফারেন্স, ব্যাকওয়ার্ড ডিফারেন্স, ওই সময় একটুখানি কাজে লাগবে। এইটুকুনি, ক্যালকুলেশন সেম থাকে। ইভেন তুমি যখন ম্যাথমেটিক্যালি করবা তখন তো তোমার আর ভিতরে ডিটেলস গুলো লিখতে হচ্ছে না, তুমি আজকে আমরা যেরকম প্রবলেমটা করলাম ডিরেক্টলি এরকম হচ্ছে কাজগুলো করবা। সো সেক্ষেত্রে তোমার এটা কোনো ইফেক্ট পড়বে না, শুধুমাত্র সিম্বল গুলো ঠিক রাখতে হবে। দ্যাট মিনস টেবলে যে হেডিং যে সিম্বল গুলো ইউজ করবে তুমি, ওইটা একটু ঠিক রাখতে হবে, ওইটুকুনি।
আচ্ছা স্যার, ফার্স্ট ডেরিভেটিভের কাজটা কোথায় এখানে?
ফার্স্ট ডেরিভেটিভ এতদূর পর্যন্ত আমরা এখনো যাই নাই। হ্যাঁ, ফার্স্ট ডেরিভেটিভ এটা যেটা নিউটন ফরওয়ার্ড ডিফারেন্স ইকুয়েশন, ব্যাকওয়ার্ড ডিফারেন্স ইকুয়েশন যেগুলো আছে, হ্যাঁ ওইখান পর্যন্ত এটা আমরা নেক্সট ক্লাস অথবা থার্ড ক্লাস, এই টোটাল টপিকটা অনেকখানি যাবে, তোমার ধরো আরো 3-4 ক্লাস লাগবে। তো ওইখানে আমরা দেখবো যে ফার্স্ট ডেরিভেটিভ কিভাবে বের করা হয় একটা ফাংশনের, এবং ডিফারেন্স টেবিল ইউজ করেই করতে হয়।
স্যার ব্যাকওয়ার্ড স্কুলে কি মানে সেকেন্ড ডেরিভেটিভ পাবো?
না না, ব্যাকওয়ার্ড ফরওয়ার্ড ব্যাকওয়ার্ডে ফার্স্ট ডেরিভেটিভ সেকেন্ড ডেরিভেটিভের কোনো কাজ নাই। হ্যাঁ, ফার্স্ট ডেরিভেটিভ সেকেন্ড ডেরিভেটিভের জন্য আলাদা কিছু ইকুয়েশনস আছে, এবং সেই ইকুয়েশনে আসলে ডিফারেন্স টেবলটা ক্রিয়েট করার উদ্দেশ্য হচ্ছে তোমার এই ডিফারেন্স টেবল থেকে কিছু ভ্যালু আমাদেরকে পিক করতে হবে, সেই ভ্যালুগুলো ওই ইকুয়েশন, দ্যাট মিনস কিছু থিওরি আছে, নিউটনস ফরওয়ার্ড ডিফারেন্স থিওরি, ব্যাকওয়ার্ড ডিফারেন্স থিওরি। তোমরা যদি চাও বইটা একটু দেখে নিতে পারো, বইয়ে পাবা। হ্যাঁ, তো ওইখানে দেখবা যে কিছু ফর্মুলা, স্ট্রিলিং ফর্মুলা, ব্রাসেলস ফর্মুলা, নিউটনস ফরওয়ার্ড ডিফারেন্স, ব্যাকওয়ার্ড ডিফারেন্স, নিউটনস গ্রেগরি নিউটনস ইকুয়েশন, এরকম আরো অনেকগুলা প্রায় 8-10টা ইকুয়েশন আছে। তো প্রত্যেকটা ইকুয়েশনেরই প্রত্যেকটা থিওরির একটা টেমপ্লেট থাকবে। সেই টেমপ্লেটে তোমার আমরা যে ডিফারেন্স টেবলটা বের করলাম এখান থেকে কিছু সার্টেন ডায়াগোনাল ভ্যালু পিক করতে হয়। সামটাইম আপার ডায়াগোনাল, দ্যাট ইজ ফরওয়ার্ড ডায়াগোনাল, সামটাইমস ব্যাকওয়ার্ড ডায়াগোনাল, আর কখন কোনো কেসে সেন্ট্রাল ডায়াগোনাল আর মুভিং অ্যাভারেজ, যেটা সেন্ট্রাল ডায়াগোনাল, এগুলো ফলো করতে হয়, ওই ভ্যালুগুলা পিক করতে হয়। তো সেই জন্য আসলে আমরা ডিফারেন্স টেবল ফরমেশনটা আগে শিখাইলাম। এরপরে টেবল ফরমেশনটা কিভাবে আমাদের নেক্সট কাজে ইউজ হবে সেটা হোপফুলি নেক্সট ক্লাসগুলোতে পারবা। নেক্সট ক্লাসগুলোতে করলে কনসেপ্টটা ক্লিয়ার হবে। ওকে
স্যার, আজকে যেটা পড়ালেন স্যার সেই চ্যাপ্টারটা স্যার?
আচ্ছা, আজকের এটা চ্যাপ্টার, এটা হচ্ছে ফাইনাইট ডিফারেন্স। এটা যে কোনো বইতেই পাবা। আমি হচ্ছি ভিএনএস মূর্তির বই থেকে দিলাম। যে মূর্তির বই সেখানে চ্যাপ্টার 5-এ দেখবা ডিফারেন্স, ফাইনাইট ডিফারেন্স যেটা এটা আছে চ্যাপ্টারটা, জাস্ট ওইখান থেকে পড়াইলাম। বাট তুমি যেটাই ফলো করো সেম। তো ঠিক আছে, আশা করি আজকের ক্লাস মোটামুটি ক্লিয়ার, তাই তো? তো আমরা ক্লাসটা এখানে ক্লোজ করছি, এন্ড লেকচার ম্যাটেরিয়ালস গুলো আমি আপলোড করে দিব। ওকে
ওকে স্যার।
বলো
স্যার, আমাদের ক্লাস শেষ হবে কবে, এরকম কি স্যার কোনো নোটিশ দিয়েছে?
এরকম কোনো নোটিশ আমি দেখিনি। ক্লাস তো চলতেছে, চলবে, এরপরে দেখা যাক না।
স্যার কিছু ক্লাস স্যার একদম শেষের পর্যায়ে, মানে আর এক সাইকেল হলে শেষ হয়ে যাবে আর কি, এরকম।
বুঝছি। শেষ হলে সেক্ষেত্রে হোল্ড করবে বা ওয়েট করবে আর কি এন্ডে গিয়ে। ওরকম সেমিস্টার ক্লোজ হওয়ার কোনো নোটিশ আসলে আমরা পাই নাই। প্লাস অনলাইন ক্লাস যেহেতু দেখি না, তোমরা ক্লাস করতে থাকো, প্লাস এক্সামের ব্যাপারটা তো হচ্ছে না, সো সেক্ষেত্রে হয়তোবা দেখি শেষ হোক না আগে, আমাদের গুলোতে এখনো দেরি আছে, যা কাজ থেকে। ওকে ঠিক আছে,
আদাব স্যার।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার।
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম।